President Uhuru Kenyatta and his elder brother Raila Amolo Odinga have convened an urgent meeting with the Azimio Council. That meeting, in my view, is significant politically speaking. We all know that Azimio La Umoja One Kenya Alliance consists of 26 political parties. The first Azimio Council meeting was held in April, which means this meeting is also significant. According to the structure of Azimio One Kenya Alliance, President Uhuru Kenyatta is the chair of the Azimio Council. Raila Amolo Odinga is the presidential candidate. I want us in this video to look at the objective of this meeting, which will be held tomorrow at KICC in Nairobi. Before we do that, for those who are watching this channel for the first time, I want you guys to take a second or two and click the subscribe button so that next time we produce a video like this, YouTube will automatically notify you. And to the subscribers, I want to continue. Thank you guys for your continued support, because without the support, this channel cannot be where it is. Now, there are three things which we must agree to. The first thing we must agree to is that President Uhuru Kenyatta is determined to lock his deputy away from the presidency. In fact, President Uhuru Kenyatta is doing everything possible within his powers to ensure that William Ruto is defeated. In fact, Uhuru, in my view, is not even serious about Raila Odinga winning. Uhuru Kenyatta is committed in ensuring that his deputy is locked out of the presidency completely. So that's the first fact we must agree to. The second fact which we must also agree to is that William Samoei Ruto is not a pushover. The gentleman is also trying to do everything possible to ensure that Uhuru Kenyatta does not succeed in stopping him from becoming the next president of the Republic of Kenya. So that's a fact. And it's not sitting pretty. The third fact is that from all indications, fate has conspired to deliver presidency to Raila Amolo Odinga. So the only time Raila Odinga will not become the next president of the Republic of Kenya is if he will decide to play with the opportunity which has presented itself. So those are the three facts. So this particular meeting will be held in Nairobi. And for those who follow the politics of this country closely, when President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga chaired the first Azimio Council meeting in Nairobi, they had not even settled on the issue of the running mate. So it means this is going to be the first time these guys are going to meet with Martha Karua as the official running mate. A lot of things also happened after that meeting. The Wiper Party leader, Stephen Kalonzo Musyoka, left Azimio, came back. And also, the campaigns have also picked up. So this meeting is coming at a very critical time as far as the presidential campaigns are concerned. Which takes us to the question, what are the objectives of this particular meeting? Objective number one, why this meeting has been convened, is basically to review campaign strategy. Is the strategy working? And if it's working, should they retain it? Or is this strategy not working? And if it's not working, what next? In my view, I think President Uhuru Kenyatta, the way I know him, I've always repeated here, is a gentleman who doesn't make political mistakes. I'm sure the president has studied this campaign very closely, and with the help of the intelligence report, remember the deputy president actually accused him of using the intelligence report to aid Raila Odinga in his victory. So the truth is, the president has studied this campaign, and tomorrow he will tell these guys his thoughts, whether the campaigns are going in the right direction or whether they are going in the wrong direction. If you ask me, the nomination of Martha Karua as Raila Odinga added some energy, fresh energy to the campaigns. I don't know whether the momentum is slowing down, but let us wait and see. But one of the things these guys are going to discuss is to review the campaign strategy, whether the strategy is working or not. And once they are done with that, the second thing they are going to address in this meeting, which is creating a lot of confusion, is the idea of zoning. Zoning. Because Raila Odinga is keen on becoming the president. In my view, whether he will have few MPs or more is not a problem to me. But President Kenyatta also has his interest. Raila Odinga as an individual also has interest. They believe that for them to rule well, they must have members of parliament supporting their bid. But if you look at the way Azimio, because Azimio is a collection of 26 political parties, if you look at the way it's designed in a way that if they're not careful, there are certain seats which they're likely to lose, despite getting or winning the presidential ticket. So they are going to discuss the zoning, but which party will agree to stand down their candidates? Let me just give you an example. If you come to Siaya, for example, in Siaya, there is UDM candidate, Wajonya, Engineer Nicholas Gumbo, and then there is the ODM candidate, James Agri Orengo. These two gentlemen are fighting for the same ticket. I don't know whether their contest or the fight is impacting negatively on Raila Odinga, but if you ask me, whichever it goes, whether Orengo will win, whether Gumbo will win, still, this gentleman can still help Raila Odinga get more votes by ensuring that their supporters turn up in large numbers. So as they turn up in large numbers to vote for him, for their candidates, they'll also vote for Raila Odinga. The same with Homa Bay, where I'm praying and hoping that Gladys Wanga is going to win, but Evans Kidero is also there as an independent candidate. So, of course, independent candidates are not part of these negotiations. I'm talking of where we have two Azimio candidates. You go to Nairobi. There are certain constituencies where Wiper is sponsoring a candidate, ODM is sponsoring a candidate. There are places where Jubilee is sponsoring a candidate, ODM is sponsoring a candidate. You go to Kajiado, there are two candidates, Olelenku and Nkedienya. The two individuals are very powerful. But then, on the other side, there is the UDA candidate. So it means if they are not careful, they are likely to split the votes. And the UDA candidate is likely to win. So these are some of the things or issues these guys are going to discuss. Remember, at some point, Wiper Party just decided to sponsor candidates across the country. In Mombasa, they are sponsoring Sonko, while there is ODM candidate who is strong there. Sonko has been locked out. Now they're even replacing him with another candidate. So the truth of the matter is that President Uhuru Kenyatta and Raila Odinga are keen on winning majority members of parliament because they believe that that's how they can effect specific changes they want through parliament and even resurrect the BBI dream. So zoning is going to be discussed. The third thing is actually the second phase of the campaign. The first phase, in my view, has now been covered. Raila Odinga, Martha Karua have moved across the country. So these gentlemen are now headed for the second phase of this campaign. Now, what are some of the issues they encountered in the first phase? How are they going to go into the second phase? Is President Uhuru Kenyatta going to be part and parcel of the second phase? How is the second phase going to be managed? The preparation for the final stretch, because remember, you can campaign, but there are certain preparations like having agents, ensuring the IBC kits are working, monitoring the activities at IBC. How are those preparations as far as the campaigns are concerned? How many days do we have to the next election? Very few days. So the truth of the matter is that these guys are meeting tomorrow to discuss how they are going to start the second phase of this campaign. The second phase of this campaign is going to determine whether Raila Odinga is going to win or not. Uhuru Kenyatta is going to share with them broadly the intelligence reports, where they are faring well, where they are faring badly. So they are going to decide that if Nyanza they are faring well, but there are still opportunities, then instead of campaigning in places like, say, Rift Valley, Kericho, or Bomet, where they want to get votes, why don't they transfer those resources to areas where they can win? If there are some areas which are still battleground, how can they approach it? If they're losing votes, for example, the youth votes to Wajakoya, what can they do? If there's a narrative which their opponent is winning, what should they do? So I'm thinking that the main reason why the president has convened this meeting is basically to review the second phase of this campaign before venturing into the third phase. And last, number 4, in my view, I think it's also about sharing of positions, sharing of power. The main reason why political parties join politics is to enjoy power. Now, Azimio consists of 26 political parties. There are several other political parties which left. I can talk of Alfred Mutua. I can talk of Amason Kingi. They left. Why did they leave? They left because, according to them, there was a lot of secrets within Azimio. They were not even shown the document which they signed. So they didn't know the power sharing arrangement. So I think tomorrow, when they meet, the president and Raila Odinga will ask the lawyers to help them go through this document so that they can understand if ODM is going to get this, what is in for the other political party. So in my view, it's about power sharing. If Uhuru Kenyatta is not going to be the president, Jubilee as a political party is going to get Nairobi, and what other position? And if ODM wants to be the next speaker, want to take the position of the next speaker of the County Assembly of Nairobi, then, because that's preserved for another law, by the way, then how are they going to do it? How are they going to go about it? How are they going to ensure that in Nairobi, they have majority members of parliament? They have majority members of county assemblies. So in my view, it's about power sharing. If they are going to win, we have already the prime cabinet secretary, we have the deputy president, we have the president, we have the minister for finance already announced, Oparanya. There's the minister for lands, there's the minister for agriculture in Munya. Which other ministry did they appoint? So they've appointed some other ministries. So what next for the rest? How are they going to share? As per the parties, is it about contribution? And lastly, is the unity in Azimio One Kenya. There's something which is happening, and I think the president will not like it. In Nyanza, for example, there is the presidential campaign team, which is campaigning for Raila Odinga, which is good. But basically, it's ODM campaigning for their ODM candidates. So how are other parties coming in? You see, for example, if you go to Kisii, if you go to Kisii, there is Arati running, and then there is also Ongeri running, two different parties. So if you come up with the Nyanza presidential campaign team, how is it going to impact on Raila Odinga, the candidate? Today they were in Moyale, and of course there were chaos there. And the team which is there are telling me, because I asked them, they are telling me that Moyale is purely clan-based politics. So the tribes were fighting. There's the one supporting Jubilee. There's the one supporting, I think they have another party there. Another strong political party down there. Ukuru Yatani is in Jubilee. The other clan doesn't want him. So, and they just turned violent. So the truth of the matter is that for the president and Odinga to win, there must be unity in Azimio. The trust must be developed. I don't know what you think, but let us wait for tomorrow to hear from the horse's mouth what will come out of that particular meeting. Thank you guys, and please, may you have a good day. Bye-bye.